Dave probably about 2 years ago. We worked a couple of these boogie night things, and he was in his leisure suit doing his thing, glomming on to our Michael Jackson impersonator, and we had a Gene Simmons, and we even had a Molly Ringwald. I couldn't believe it. But a Molly Ringwald, we had a Madonna, and Dave was like the guy just pushing this thing out here, man.
So Jimmie, you cut your performing teeth as a stand-up and on television in the 70s. And the 70s and the 80s are what Boogie Nights is all about. What is it about that era that just holds such an attraction for people?
I think the happiness of it all. People are very happy in that era. It's the last dress-up era that we've had. It's just a nice, clean era. And it was just happy music, you know, from Donna Summer to the Bee Gees.
You have become a regular at Boogie Nights. What is it about this club that keeps you coming back for more?
I think I fit into the era. Our show was on then. I worked with all those groups, basically from Donna Summer to the Tramps and the Tavares and Casey and the Sunshine Band, the Commodores. So I've been lucky enough to open for all those guys.
What was the funniest thing of the 70s and 80s that you can think of? What comes to mind comedy-wise?
Oh, heck darn it. I think that all the guys who were working in that era, Steve Martin, I don't think we have that anymore, that kind of wacky, zany kind of stuff like that. We've gotten a lot darker since then. And I think that kind of, you know, with an arrow through the head and that kind of stuff. Chevy Chase with the pratfalls and all that kind of stuff. So those kind of things like that. And just the Bee Gees look, you know, there were two Bee Gees. There was Massachusetts and all that kind of stuff. And then they came back with the disco thing. So they had that. There was two different kind of Bee Gees. So that was another thing. The Commodores, which were still a group in those days before Lionel Richie, and the happiness that Donna Summer brought was unbelievable. I don't think they talk about Beyonce and Lady Gaga and even Madonna, but I tell you, nothing tops Donna Summer. And I still think, and working with her, one of the most underrated artists that we ever had. Great singer. She was not what we call, like now, these people are karaoke singers. They bring in a producer, they get a track, and they just drag you along. But not Donna. Donna could sing, baby.
So, in other words, back in the days before the technology kind of took over your business, people were forced to get by on talent?
People had to actually really sing, and they had to go out and do it, and there was no like kind of 8 program guy sitting behind the thing program. There was actually a live band, people playing guitars and drums and horns, none of this program stuff that they have now.
You were a hardworking stand-up comedian, and then Good Times came along, and in the course of one show, more people saw you in that one show than had packed all the clubs to see you. Where are you with comedy today? I mean, do you still enjoy doing it?
Well, I'm always upstairs, as you know. I'm upstairs or at the other hotel down the road. So I still do it. I think my hardest thing, because I come from the Johnny Carson era, the language is tough for me. I'm not involved in that. I'm still clean, which is boring to a lot of people. I think being ready for TV, writing new material. Nowadays, people have their 20 minutes and that's it. In my era, you had to write a new 6 minutes every 3 months if you wanted to do Carson, or right down the road, Mike Douglas, or up the road on the other side of the country, Dinah Shore, or Dick Cavett, or Merv Griffin. Nowadays, I don't think there's any guys that really care about writing anymore.
When you were out there in the late 70s and in the early 80s working with Casey and the Sunshine Band and Donna Summer and Tavares and the Tramps, did you think that this music was going to have the staying power?
Without a doubt, because of the happiness of the crowd. Everybody came in and they were clean cut, their hair was nice and cut, they had the nice white suits on in those days. The girls had on dresses and nice classy dresses, so it was a class era too. Everybody was classy in those times. And I expect that the same thing to happen at this Boogie Nights too. This is your club, people. This is your Donna Summer. This is your Bee Gees. This is your happiness thing where you can still dance together fast, and then you can dance apart.